Have you ever seen anything strange in the sky or had any strange experiences? Today we're going to talk about a book called Stories from Somewhere in the Skies by Ryan Sprague. And Ryan Sprague also has a podcast called Somewhere in the Skies, which I had heard of, but I hadn't listened to any of the episodes. And so I read this book, then I listened to a couple episodes of the podcast. One of them was, I think it was called like The Harvester, which was a more recent one. And that was absolutely fascinating. And so I've been into strange and paranormal things for quite some time. My partner and I also like to go to paranormal conventions, and I have a extensive collection of books that have to do with UFOs and Bigfoot and the phenomena and Mothman and different types of cryptids and all sorts of stuff in that vein. So I'd followed Ryan on Instagram. He actually reached out to me and asked me if I would like a review copy of his book, and I was like, absolutely. And it was funny because I had seen, I followed Beyond the Fray, which is a publishing company that releases different paranormal books. I had also reviewed another book by that publisher, Greg Lawson's book about Roswell, the After Action Report. And so I was thinking about reaching out to Beyond the Fray to ask for a review copy of this book when Ryan actually reached out to me, which was awesome. So thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. The book was awesome. If you've ever had any kind of unexplained experience with seeing something in the sky or something strange happening to you, or, close encounters, reading these, it's just interesting to see all these different people from different walks of life and their experiences. Ryan's also been a series regular on Ancient Aliens, he's been on Mysteries Decoded, and then he had another book prior to this one as well. And so I'll put a link down to this book and as well to his podcast, so you can check that out. So the book starts, and he gives you his own personal experience and how that basically set his life trajectory probably in a different direction than how it would have went if he hadn't had this experience of seeing something in the sky. It starts back in the summer of 1995, and it was in Alexandria Bay, New York, where when he was younger, he saw some sort of triangular ship in the sky when he was outside. I believe he was out at this dock and he was fishing. He was with his family on a vacation, and then he called to his family, and his dad came out, and his dad saw it too and was watching it with him, and it was kind of huh. And then went back inside, and Ryan's I guess kind of I don't know how you react when you see something like this. You're overwhelmed. You're what did I just see? Holy crap. And then this really does kind of change how you look at things. You're what was it? Was it from here? Is it from somewhere out there in outer space? Is it interdimensional? There's so many questions that you can gather from this. So that sets the stage for why he got interested in the topic of UFOs and the paranormal and strange things such as this. And so the book's broken down into 3 different sections. So it goes sightings, and then close encounters, and then the military experiences. And the military ones actually take place that are around and in actual military bases. And some of those are wild. The last account in the book, holy bananas. It's an intense one. It's pretty crazy. All of them overall are fascinating, and it's really cool to look at a lot of the similarities, the differences, the different sizes and shapes of ships. Some are really small, some are really huge. Some are shaped like orbs, some are like a cigar shape, a saucer shape, triangular, and just all these people from all these different walks of life, all over the world, all different ages, and having them compiled into this one book. And if you're a fan of the subject, if you're interested in it, if you've had an experience yourself, I would highly recommend this book because it's really fascinating. And just to see these different people, you have teachers or artists or policemen or military people, and the age range is kind of all over the place. And a lot of people, they didn't talk about it when they were younger because people look at you like you're a freak or whatever. And I feel like nowadays it's a bit more accepted than it was. There's still people who are going to think you're a crazy person, but those people lead very closed-minded, boring lives, if you ask me. If you don't believe that there could possibly be something out there, that we're the only thing in this universe, I mean, come on, how closed-minded is that? Get them out of here. I really thought the cover of this book was great. The stories are captivating and interesting. Honestly, it led me to listen to the podcast, which I now have saved, and I will be listening to it in the future. I only really listen to a couple, and they're definitely all paranormal-based podcasts. If you want to read about different people's UFO experiences, some are just the sightings, some are the close encounters, and then the military ones as well. This book is great. And then the stories, they all come from the audio transcripts that are from the podcast. And a lot of them, too, some of the stories are from several other people who have other podcasts that have to do with the paranormal. I wrote those down too. Some of them I've actually heard of and listened to. And then one of the stories in here too is from Ronnie LeBlanc, who is from the show Expedition Bigfoot. And I also read his book, Monsterland, which is also a great book. That's about Bigfoot and UFO and like kind of like the connection between it. I'll link that down below as well. So if you like weird and strange things, stories from somewhere in the skies might just be for you. And if you're a fan of strange and paranormal books, next video coming up will be about that. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.